Right guys, and welcome back to another video. So one thing that often happens is people really struggle to lose weight. They really struggle to lose body fat, and there's a couple of simple things you can do. Personally, I went through a cutting phase in May and June and lost, was about 7-8 kilos. I got pretty lean, not like extremely lean. It wasn't as if I was stepping on a bodybuilding stage or anything, but got fairly lean. I'll throw up hopefully the two images, the before photo here and then the after photo here. And when I started in the gym a handful of years ago, I always wanted to get leaner and I didn't really know what to do. I thought it had to be like gimmicky things. It was because I wasn't doing certain exercises or I was blaming my genetics. There's actually a load of simple things that I was able to do that really helped me get from, this photo to this photo without having to really cut my food low. Like I was still playing competitive sport. I was actually moving better. I was feeling better. And, I didn't have to starve myself or things like that. And so in this video, I'm basically just running through the simple things that I did to get leaner without having to cut out foods that I really enjoyed, to cut out a lot of food altogether, and to do mad amounts of cardio. Although in fairness, I was running a lot with my sport, but it wasn't because I was doing it to lose the weight. It was just we were training and playing matches, so naturally I was running a lot. Okay, right, let's get straight in the video. The first thing we can do when we're trying to increase our expenditure is increase our step count. So obviously with steps, it's free as well. It can be done anywhere. Anyone can really do it. When it comes to step count, what you want to do is slowly increase it. You don't need to go straight to 10,000 steps. If your step count is currently very low, for example, 3,000-4,000, you can slowly increase it. So for example, if you went from 4,000 to 5,000, and I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, well, I don't have time to go for an hour walk or 2 hours walk every day. But there's some simple things you can do in order to make it a lot easier to hit your step count for the day. The first thing we can do, and this is a very obvious one, is just pick the choices that allows us to walk more and increase our step count. This could be walking to work. It could be literally as simple as taking the stairs and not the lift. Simple things that will add up over the course of the day. The second thing, however, is massive. And that's go for a walk between sets in your gym session. So say, for example, you have 24 sets in your gym session. You can then go for a walk between each set. So if you have a 2-minute rest between each set, then you could do 200 steps between each set. That'll really add up. You'll get a couple of thousand steps done during your gym session, which will ultimately increase your steps for the day and allow you to hit a higher step count. Okay, so next easiest thing you can do is push your first meal back. And no, pushing your first meal back or skipping breakfast doesn't have any magical qualities. All you're simply doing is shortening your feeding window, which is therefore going to make you eat less, unless you start eating more in the period of time that you're eating. It's simple maths. Come on. If you push your first meal back and then you eat as you normally would throughout the day, then you're going to end up creating a deficit. You're going to end up eating less, and then obviously you're going to end up losing body fat over time. Now, the one big thing that people conveniently forget about this is that if you start overeating in the rest of the day, then this just doesn't matter. It only matters, and it only actually works if you eat the same as you normally would throughout the day and then skip breakfast. If you take those calories and then you end up eating a load more throughout the day, then you're just wasting your time. You may as well just enjoy your breakfast if you enjoy breakfast. One thing that I've noticed, and this is a wee bit more blunt than I spit to the point, is, well, there's two things. One, you need to set up an environment which actually allows you to succeed. So for example, with me, when it came to food, if I was cooking food and I was really hungry, I would either try and keep myself busy or I'd leave the kitchen, because I know if I stand in the middle of the kitchen, I'm probably going to end up snacking. And then things like try and not have all the snacks in the house that you want, because if they're right, if they're right in the fridge or right in the cupboard, you're more than likely going to eat them. That is, and obviously I know people can't always control it because, for example, you live with other people. And then the other thing is that people often have this misconception that they think they're being rude if they turn down a biscuit. And you need to realize that no one cares. If you're on a fitness journey and you're in a deficit and you're cutting down on things like snacking, people don't care. People aren't going to think it's rude if you turn down a biscuit. So that's one thing that I've really noticed, is that people have this weird misconception that it's somehow rude to turn down food when you're trying to achieve a certain goal. Then the last mistake that I always see people make is that when they're cutting, they think that they shouldn't be getting stronger. And this just isn't the case. Now, I can understand why people think that. They think if they're getting lighter, right, not eating that much, that they will naturally get weaker. However, you need to be approaching your gym sessions with the same intensity as you would when you are like bulking or when you're like at maintenance. Because yeah, in fairness, some of your lifts mightn't go up. You mightn't have as much energy in the gym, but you want to approach the gym sessions the same way. Because if you approach the gym sessions automatically with it in your head that you're getting weaker and that you're not going to be able to lift as heavy, then you're definitely not going to get any stronger. And the thing is, when you're cutting as well, you need to be providing a strong enough stimulus to your muscles, basically for your muscles to stay about. Because I don't know what I'm doing with this plate, I'll just put it back. Obviously, you need to be eating enough protein, but you also need to be training with enough intensity. If you're going in and training like a wet lattice, then you're obviously not going to get any stronger, but you're actually going to go backwards. You should always be going into the gym with the aim of getting stronger. Otherwise, what's the point? Right, guys, so that brings an end to the video. I hope you learned a lot from it. And one big thing I hope you take away from this is that you don't have to do any gimmicky things. You don't have to do endless amounts of cardio. You don't have to, buy stuff in order to lose weight. You just keep it simple. Keep it like feasible for you, and then keep the things that you can actually do, because there's no point setting a plan up that someone's give you that just isn't relatable to you, that it doesn't fit into your lifestyle, that it's not attainable, and that you can't stick to it long term. Because you can't stick to it, it doesn't matter how good the plan is, you're not going to be able to do it. So, and if you can't do it, then obviously you won't get the results from it. And if you want more content like this, just subscribe to the channel. Cheers.